don't know how powerful your voice is. They don't want to hear another legislator. They don't want to hear somebody else that's advocating. Sometimes they just want to hear that personal story.
The only way to stop asbestos-related cancers is to ban it.
About 40,000 Americans die every year of asbestos-caused diseases. We have time for 2 questions. If anyone has a question, and Emily is going to bring Dr. Frank has one in the back.
Thank you. A very simple question. With the ban on chrysotile with six conditions of use, if a company wanted to continue to use asbestos, could they now turn to the amphibols and start putting that in products?
Well, let me answer that. I think under the Part 1 rule, there's no impediment to importing amphibole or amphibole-containing products, and there's also no impediment to importing chrysotile-containing products for uses beyond the 6 conditions of use addressed in the rule. So from my perspective, the door is wide open now. You can debate whether anybody would want to import an amphibole-containing product into the United States, but you never know what's going to happen down the road, and that's why you need an enforceable ban, because without an enforceable ban, should anybody try to import, there's no basis for stopping them. Now, I will say that EPA issued what they call a significant new use rule, and Eric mentioned this rule, which they say keeps additional products out of the United States. And I think our response to that is it's not an effective rule. It's actually a rule that is legally flawed, and I would not rely on that rule, whatever EPA says, to provide effective protection against importation of additional asbestos products.
Thank you, Bob. 2 points for you to think about. It is, I think, in my humble opinion, I think it's very likely that the Part 1 lawsuit could end up in the Supreme Court because there's so much money fighting it. And as Jackie said in her presentation, if you don't want to find asbestos, not your words, but if you don't want to find asbestos, you can use low-level testing methodology, and gosh, it just might not be there. So we have set it up for industry to double win on this. One last short question.
Sure. So, Barry, I was interested. My question was going to be around individual liability, and you mentioned that one unprecedented case, and I'm wondering, like with laws around cybersecurity, we've seen a lot of more individuals and boards and corporations being held liable, and I'm wondering for the panel, how important do you think it is for teeth with our laws around asbestos for individuals to be held more accountable in these corporations, like this dude, Mr. Oren?
Barry, the question's for you, and that will be the last question.
Yeah, I'll just walk over to you, Mike.
Okay, you come over here.
Well, over the years, I've come up with a formula for prevention. It consists of information, regulation, compensation, humiliation, and incarceration. And I really believe...
Say it again. It's so good. Say it again.
Information, regulation, compensation, humiliation, and incarceration. And I really believe that the holding corporate executives personally responsible for business decisions that doom other people to die is something that's fundamental, that needs to be a part of the law. It is a part of the law in Italy, and it should have been here. Congressman George Miller tried to introduce such legislation in 1979 based on what was coming out in the asbestos litigation for corporate executives suppressing certain types of information to be held personally responsible. Of course, that never went anywhere in the Congress.
Great panel, and I want you to look at the program. God knows what page number it is. Those are late at night kind of programs I put together. There's a letter from Olin Corporation that supports RBAN. That is a pretty unique thing for a small nonprofit to secure, is industry buy-in and approval. So please take note and know that there are some companies, and we'll encourage them all to come to the trough willingly or hogtied.